The way out of existentialism is self-awareness. I remember even going to my friends and I was just like, guys, there is no point to anything. And then they were all like, what? And I felt like the crazy friend. But that didn't always end up being the case. Eventually I just found kind of like a new group of friends, but that doesn't mean I made like the old friends wrong or that I felt like we're still not friends to this day. And I think the thing that it comes to existentialism is that most people haven't actually developed, like they don't go deep enough to go into the awareness of your thoughts and emotions to the point where you can start making sense of it. Because here's the important part. The way out of existentialism is self-awareness. If you are struggling with existentialism, then it has more to do with there's a pain associated with being self-aware. And that pain is the one that needs to be looked at. Because right now, you're making that pain mean something that's not actually thought out yet, or not emotionally thought out yet. And so when you're going to those places where it's just like, oh, okay, I'm in this fucking huge ass thought pattern that like just pries me down into this endless, pitless, dark, like, you know, like when you're there, what it really needs is your conscious presence. And when you aren't in that conscious presence, you're kind of, I call it swimming in your subconscious, where you're just like, holy shit, I make it mean all these things, and I'm just sitting here, and this is what it means, and this is what, and the way out of it is self-awareness. Now, here's the thing: when you take that path of self-awareness, it's just like, okay, what is this feeling? And what am I thinking? Sometimes it's like reversed, right? Sometimes it's the thoughts into the emotions, or it's the emotions into the thoughts. It's not necessarily always obvious at first, but as you begin to build the muscle over and over and over and over and over again, eventually it's just like, oh, okay, I'm having that thought and that makes me feel this way. And it can be reversed. Same thing with the emotions. Oh, I'm having this emotion and it makes me feel that, or it makes me think that thing. And so that's how you get out. You start becoming aware of these over and over and over and over again. And then rather than doing the thing that you normally do, which is just play video games without mindlessly numbing yourself to them, rather you can actually start using video games as a method and means of being the thing that actually makes you more self-aware. And that's what's so great about it. And ultimately, actually, that's what kind of brought me into this place of just like, oh, here's how to literally go about video games more lovingly. And as I started cultivating that, it starts to expand and express out to other things. So like, I'm more loving towards myself. I became more loving towards my family. I became more loving towards my friends. And then eventually, you know, you reach to a stage of authenticity. But I want to go back down to existentialism, because that's the one. The first part that you need to become aware of is just that, the self-awareness. You are trapped in the cycle of existentialism because you have not developed the skill of self-awareness. And that's okay. In fact, that's the first step, is becoming aware that you're not aware of that skill. Becoming aware that you are not aware of that skill. And the thing is that it's not meant to be like this drudgerous, horrendous thing to do, but you know, when you're in the shit of existentialism, it's going to feel that way. You know, part of becoming self-aware is really about going within yourself. But here's the thing, is that I know that you know how to go within yourself, because the moment you started going within yourself, you reached existentialism. Now the point is like, so basically you've gone, like, you know, you went wherever you went to and you reached existentialism. Now we're going to do the opposite thing, where it's just like, okay, we're going to go inside ourselves. And instead of going towards existentialism, we're going to go towards self-awareness. And what's going to happen is that you're going to need to like literally start detaching over and over and over again. I'm just like, wow, I thought that was existentialism, but this is just revealing something about myself. Wow, I thought that was existentialism, but this is just revealing something about myself. And then as you accept and own the things that are about you, you end up realizing that the beauty of existentialism gave you the specific power to allow you to decide what meaning that reflection of self-awareness is doing for you. So let's say you're going down to existentialism, and then all of a sudden you realize that there's this thing where it's just like would want to be around me if I'm this dark. And then as soon as you kind of finally accept that about yourself, you don't try to hide it around other people. It'd be like, yeah, well, sometimes I do feel like I'm so dark that nobody would want to be around me. And that level of vulnerability and even authenticity is going to be the thing that changes everything from existentialism that just to, oh, wow, that taught me about myself. Wow, I learned something new about myself. I get to decide what I want to do with that. I get to choose. And you need to start pulling back the weight of that existentialism back into you. The way out of existentialism is self-awareness. Have a good day.